bizarre, it's, yeah, here's my card, give me a call, never happens. It's, here's your card. Very nice card stock. Did you have this printed? Just something even as bizarre as that shows you're actually interested. Even if it's just a formulaic thing, it puts the impression out there that, hey, I'm not just shoving this into a pocket or onto one of the piles on my desk, but I actually care enough to look at this. Do the same thing with the information that's given to you. The whole active listening concept of, I hear you, and I actually care enough about what you're saying to pretend to be interested if I have to, but if you're actually listening, you may learn something. I know I'm starting to sound like Fat Albert and the Cosby Kids at this point, but you really can learn something, and if you learn something, you make that connection. And if you make that connection, things happen. And if things happen, everybody's happy. And if everybody's happy, you know what? You're not an idiot. Any questions, comments, complaints, bitches, moans? Yes?
I have one question. You talked about, starting from the perspective of being the numbers person, and you were, going to do this networking without talking to anyone. And so what was your break to actually get you to, obviously you said there was a list, you realized that wasn't effective.
Right. Well, you start and you say, you know what, it's not effective because it's just numbers collecting. And then I start looking around me and saying, why are some people getting a lot more out of this than I am? And you say, aha, they're getting more out of it because they're actually interacting with people. And then the more you interact, you kind of take it to the next level and the next level and the next level. And then next thing you know, you're having 2 breakfasts and 2 lunches and a sensible dinner and packing on the pounds every day. Yes?
I found one of the advantages in networking is market research, life research, economic research, on the ground, what's going on in people's lives. So asking and listening is one of the things I've found, talking as little as I can and listening a lot to what people have to say about what's going on. And when they say they're in transition, I know what that means. So I ask them about it.
Right.
How long? Where'd you come from? What caused it? Where you headed?
Right. What are you looking for?
You can, if you do it consistently, I don't want to say religiously, but if you do it consistently, you really can see the future.
Yes. Another nice thing about that market research is sometimes it's very profitable.
Always very profitable.
Sometimes you're talking to somebody and, they've got a little startup and they're looking for a little capital and, let me make that introduction. You spend 5 minutes making an introduction and, hey, what do you know? You get a nice little finder's fee and you get to take your wife out for a really nice dinner.
In Paris.
Yeah, depends on the deal. But yeah, all right, even if it's Paris, Las Vegas, or Paris, Texas. Next question?
I have a question.
Yes.
So, I guess the most intimidating thing is when you have a group of people that are already in conversation, and how do you step into that? Do you just go and just stand there until they say, hey, who are you?
You can do that. Yeah, you have to find your comfort level. So some people are going to be more comfortable standing there. Other people will be more comfortable saying, you know what, I'm going to circle back around to this group. There's somebody standing over there in the corner alone. Remember, like we said at the beginning, if you see somebody at a networking event, in theory, they're there to network. If they're standing alone, that means they're lonely. Go talk to them. Make a new friend. You never know where it'll lead. Next. Yes?
Yeah, I find a lot of commonality what you do and what we do. We use a word called FORM, F-O-R-M. Mm-hmm. F stands for family. We try to find out more about their family, right, how they are, and how many families they have, and so forth. And O means occupation, what they do. Right. R means recreation, what they like the most, and find a connection. And M means message, send them a message.
Right.
And how we can give them a solution.
Right.
And that's how we connect with people.
And back to message, I guess another important thing to remember is follow up. If somebody does give you the business card, send them an email the next day. Give them a call the next day. Say, hey, it was really great meeting you. Where do we go next? Can we have that second date? Yes?
I have a question. What if you are not in a networking setting? If I'm in a networking setting, the same sort of behavior is expected and may not come across as a surprise to the person you're talking to. But let's say I'm outside and I want to keep that networking mentality going, and let's say a group of gentlemen are playing golf. What is the best way to network outside of these networking events?
Well, it depends on your mindset. To me, I'm always, when I'm not sitting in my dark room crunching numbers, in networking. I can be standing in the grocery store line, and if I overhear something, hey, there's a commonality. Worst that happens is somebody says, mind your own business. Oh, okay. So you apologize and you move on. But there's such a lack of communication in daily life. Most people are really pleasantly surprised when somebody expresses an interest in their life.
So ask the question to the group. If you were in a group and someone new walked up and introduced themselves, how would you react?
Sure.
99 times out of 100, you would say, hey, hi, and you welcome right in like you knew him. That's exactly how the rest of us are. Always.
I mean, you be a little sensitive to where you are. Doing that in a doctor's office may not be the right question. So are you here for something contagious? Not necessarily a good icebreaker.
How are you feeling?
But if they're sitting in the doctor's office reading Business Week, you may say, oh, did you read the article on such and such? And bingo, the ice is broken, and you're on your way. If they're in the grocery store line, did you hear Jennifer Aniston is dating, I don't know who the heck is Jennifer Aniston dating today. But, there's always an icebreaker there, if you look for it. And as some of you may have seen, the next networking event that I'm organizing is next Wednesday, and that's in Irvine at Chateau, which used to be iLounge, which used to be something else. But for showing up tonight, we've got half off the admission if any of you want to show up. Easiest way to do this is if you drop off your business card, I can send you an email with a URL that'll get you the registration at half price, rather than trying to take money from all of you and not my cup of tea. And I really hope that some of you will come out and put to use some of the things you've learned. Anybody learn anything new today? Show of hands? Okay. Anybody not learn anything new today? You knew that patutugin mo yung funky music was to go along for play that funky music, white boy? I'm impressed.
I stand corrected.
Okay. How's this? I'll give you a more useful one. Panahon na para maglasing, which is now it's time to get drunk. So that one's a little more useful. Panahon na para maglasing. All right. Well, I'd like to thank you all for coming out and turn this back over to our moderators.
Thanks so much, Todd.
Thank you.